Your name is on it?
Okay, listen, I'm gonna have to go.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go.
Well,
And
I'll send you the
Russ-
link afterwards and we'll catch up when you get back. Give me a call when you get back and I'll let you know when I'm coming down.
Okay, we'll touch base.
Don't be a
Val,
stranger.
you take
Good
care.
seeing you guys.
Good luck.
Take care.
Good luck.
Yeah, Sal.
Yeah,
You remember this picture?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Who took that picture?
I have
Andy.
no idea.
Andy.
And Abrams. It's on the back. It's
Oh, I
one of the
see.
pictures I put in the mail to you,
See,
Morris.
I used enough. I have that picture. It's actually won an award at a company. I submitted it at a company photo when I worked for Siemens in Germany and in New Jersey, and I won third place in some news area. That's a very valuable picture. It's one of the only ones that I have up in my wall.
Yes.
The thing I lost my memory is he stopped there on the way to California?
No, there was a big conference that what's his name?
Or Stromer.
Mario Stromer had this big conference. He got everybody together, all the Nebraska politicians, and
Yeah.
somehow he got Kennedy out there, and it was out at the
it
airport.
was the
He had Reagan out there too.
1968 Congress of American Politics,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
what
exactly.
Stromer put together.
2
Yeah,
weeks
that's what it
before he
says,
got-
Congress of American Politics.
Congress of American Politics.
Yeah,
I have the sheet, the leaflet for it, with all the different names of the people that were there to speak in the high school auditorium. And it's it was really, that school really did.
My
good.
job.
Really did good by me.
Yeah,
I can't complain.
yeah. It was a good thing that he got all those guys out there
My
before.
job,
he got arrested.
Who got
my job
arrested?
for that.
oh,
Difference.
you remember that botany professor that had those moon walks? In his office?
Dr. Olson.
Dr. Olson, yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, they had some big time people out there.
Yeah.
Well, who was the history
All I know
professor?
is it saved my life, it just,
Oh,
That's the first time. he
I'm
ever
with
did-
you, Pete. I'm with you. That
saved my
was a
life.
good move for me.
Good move for me too.
Yep. Yep.
I was not very successful in high school or college the first time and saved my life.
Yep. How's Mr. Bob doing?
You talking about Bob Burrell?
Yeah,
That's
See me now?
I can see him.
Yeah, I don't see him.
I don't see him.
He didn't
No, I
turn his
see
sound
Bob.
on. I see him, but I can't, he's not talking.
His camera's frozen or his
You-
laptop.
Can or can't?
You're
I can-
frozen,
What am
Bob.
I saw him for a little while, but I don't
What's that?
see him now.
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
him
you
talking,
fine,
but I can't.
but you're
I haven't
frozen.
seen him
We
since
can
he
see
got
you,
on.
but you ain't moving, buddy.
Hey, Sokola, what the hell is that shirt on there?
That's
What's that?
Mandy. Mandy
Oh,
gave me
that's
that.
Mandy.
Yeah, she's an Ohio State graduate.
Oh, I didn't know Mandy went to Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah, she paid for that one herself, so I was glad she went there.
I understand. I have one of those biking shirts from Wisconsin. Cost me a lot of money. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I thought I would try and send Bob a note, but
I saw your note, but I didn't, he's not moving.
yeah.
Who, Burrell?
Yeah, Bill doesn't look too good.
Oh, there's Bob. I see Bob.
Well, you see a picture of Bob.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
don't
see a
hear him.
picture of Bob. I don't hear him.
Yeah,
Ah, there we go.
there he is. Oh, he moved.
Yeah, he did.
What's going on with there, Bob? You can hear us.
I think I heard him speak.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he-
he's having trouble with his connection.
Hey, Val, do you have summer out there?
I can hear
Is it
you.
warm out in
Can
Nebraska?
you hear me?
It's a weird
Can you hear
summer.
me?
We got more
Yes.
rain and cool temperatures than last year at this time. We were hitting hundreds. Today, the high was in the low 60s today.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think maybe about 5 days down the road, it's supposed to get 93, but in between that, it's not going to get above mid 70s, and then it'll go back down again after one day of 90.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
That sounds like a very cold spring.
and cold early start to summer too. We had pretty significant hail a couple weeks ago. It took out probably a half a mile of solar panels that the power district had set up.
yeah, I read about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
got
on the
blasted.
news.
Yeah, I got blasted pretty good, and I drive around town now and I see so many cars that have plastic back windows and stuff because they're all duct taped together.
Really?
Yeah, they got their butts kicked in Scotts Bluff. Gehring wasn't as bad, but Scotts Bluff got blasted.
I got blasted when I was out at the new Normson. It put holes all over my Chevelle, and little pock marks. And I had to go out and have them heated up and pull them all out. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that. After that day, I always carried a quilt in my trunk. Put the quilt on the car.
It might have went through the quilt this time as hard as those hailstones are
Yeah.
coming down. Then we had a tornado hit outside of Scotts Bluff and wiped out a house as well too that same time. Other than that, it's calm.
That happens up in Nebraska.
Yeah, here and there. Well, we're getting a lot of the same weather that Colorado's getting right now.
Yeah, I remember one time Grand Island, which is where I was living when I went to Hiram Scott, had almost half of the town wiped out. They
Yeah.
had 5 tornadoes in a period of about 4 hours.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we have 2 offices for where I work at, and that's the big office is in Grand Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gather you're still working, Val.
I am still working. There's something wrong with me, but I am.
There's nothing wrong with you. Good for you.
I can't pronounce that word anymore.
Well, you're lucky. That's why you misspelled your first name.
That's true.
Yeah,
Some
I
call
gave
me
up.
Sue.
Oh,
I let my
okay.
real estate license lapse on June 5th, and I'm officially not doing realty work right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they actually give you 2 years to change your mind, but they're making so many changes in the laws out here. It'd probably take me 6 months just to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah, I've been trying to give it all up and I just haven't found the way.
That's because they're paying you to loaf.
I know that. That's the truth.
Who woke
They pay me
John
a lot
up?
of money to do nothing.
Yeah, Pete, I did what I did. I give it to my partner and he sends me a check once a month and I'm happy. And
I understand, Dave. I understand. I sold my company in October of 21 and they tell me to do whatever I feel like doing and I show up at 9:30, leave at 2:30 and don't show up on Fridays.
yeah,
And now I'm spending the month at the beach.
Are you doing anything with that trailer? You were going to Alaska or something?
Me?
Yeah. Pete.
No, I was never
Weren't
going
you?
to.
No, that
That's
was
on me.
Archibald.
Yeah, that was Archibald.
Archibald's going on a 3-month trip with 2 or 3 other families. And they're going to take a 3-month trip. He lives in Idaho. And they're going up through and take the Trans-Canadian, Trans-Alaskan Highway all the way through Canada and up into Alaska for a 3-month four-wheeler trip.
I can't imagine spending a month in Alaska. I just can't. I'm sorry. I heard it's beautiful.
It is wonderful in July.
It rains a lot.
Rains a lot.
Yeah.
Not my
I-
favorite weather.
I've been on 2 cruises to Alaska, and each time, and then I went on another cruise to Maine, up the East Coast, and 2 out of 3 of those cruises, we couldn't take any trips because it was freaking raining all the time.
All I know is if it's below 70 degrees, I don't feel like biking anymore.
Or the wind is over 5 miles an hour, right, Pete?
Ah,
oh,
I
man.
keep telling myself I'm going to go to Maine because it's the only state in the United States I've never been to.
Oh, Maine is beautiful.
Wonderful
And I live
state.
close enough. I just never got around to it.
Go to the
Oh,
Acadian
Maine is gorgeous.
Acadian
Morris.
Park. Go in the rain.
Yeah.
Maine's a beautiful state. especially.
My oldest son went to college there. He didn't finish, but he went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tom, how are you doing?
We're doing wonderful. I'm just listening to you guys chirping away here. Val, I'm going to be out your way. We're flying into Denver in September, and we're going to take a drive up through Scottsbluff and up into South Dakota.
Oh, good.
So
Good.
I'll send you a date when we're going to be coming through. Maybe we can have lunch together.
That would be good. Yeah, I have my brother Tim that's right behind me in age is going to a wedding. My brother Zeb's going to a wedding in Denver at that time. My brother Tim's going to accompany him and head out, and that's in September as well. I think it's the 23rd of September they're coming.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
about the time we'll be traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go up into South Dakota and make a big loop, go over to Wyoming and back down into Colorado. So we're going to spend a couple weeks on the road, but I'm not going to drive to Denver. Just too long of a drive.
Yeah, there's no need to do that. Yeah.
Not much between here and there.
Got you there.
Hey,
And Dave Brock, I'll see you in early February.
I'm sorry, who's talking? My eyesight's kind of, who's talking? I'm sorry.
Tom Ben.
Oh, Tom, you're gonna be here and I'll be looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, I've got your number, so we'll connect before we come down.
Yeah. Tom and I have a very unusual relationship. We competed against each other in high school.
Really?
And then we end up at Hiram Scott together. And then we ended up at Marshall University doing our masters at the same time. So we've been following each other across the nation here.
yeah. Hey, Sokola,
Yo,
are you allowed to wear that shirt?
sure,
Pittsburgh?
I have to. It's my daughter.
Michigan.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I want you know that I told you I was going to the gym. I started back in October. I've lost 40 pounds. I'm
Yeah,
still
I
going
heard
to
it.
the gym.
Well,
6 days a week I go to the gym. I've been, I go usually between 9 and 11 in the morning. I spend about an hour there on the treadmill and on the bike.
Mhm.
And pretty much 90% of all the pain I've had in my back and my legs gone.
Yeah,
Gone.
that's great.
It's fucking gone. I just can't believe it.
great.
Good for you. Good for you.
75, I turned 75. I know I'm young here, but 75 last week or 2 weeks ago.
You are young here, by the way.
I'm younger yet. I'm only 73.
Oh, okay,
Really?
good.
Yeah.
Really?
Man,
You might
hey,
be
how
the
did you get
youngster in
that
this
young?
group.
You going in the other direction?
I skipped a couple birthdays, so we're good.
God.
Hey,
Son
Bob
of a
Brown.
bitch.
I think you're fully on now. What are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing these days, Bob? Oops, I shouldn't have talked.
Got
to you.
that connection or something.
You froze him up.
Trying to
Oh, hey, Tom,
Yeah.
have it
where do you live?
79.
What part of
What's
the
that?
country are you living in?
Was
Speaking to me, Tom,
He's just talking to you, Tom.
I live between Dayton and Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we lived over on the eastern side of Ohio for many, many years, and we moved over this way about 10 years ago because of grandkids living here, and just made it a little bit easier to watch them grow up and be a part of their lives. But I'm still working. I retired 10 years ago and continued to work with the schools. And then the last 6 years, I've been working with a nonprofit group. And so that's been a real rewarding experience, and I'm going to continue to work with them.
Good for you.
So, yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Fun. Yeah, the other was work for all those years. I did it to take care of my family and to build a career, but what I'm doing right now is fun.
Good for you.
Good, good for you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think I interrupted Bob there. I don't know if Bob remembers a trip that he and I took back to Pennsylvania in his small little MG or whatever that was. Remember that little
Yeah, was it?
he had, Bob?
I think that was a Datsun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a
The Datsun.
Datsun 1600 Roadster. Right. Yep. Yep, I got that. I had 2 months maybe, and then Jan told me she was pregnant. That was wonderful. 2-seater with 3 people.
Yeah, but I think you helped with that.
Can you guys, we're unbeknownst.
We can hear you sometime, Bob. You keep freezing.
You keep
So,
freezing us. Something's going on.
Tom, you went to speak?
You're like you're in an
It's
echo
me.
chamber.
Computers. I don't know.
How's your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, he's breaking up. Right?
In
Is
an
he
echo
breaking-
chamber most of my.
You can log on through your phone if you want.
Good idea, Panda.
I'll drink to that.
Hey, Morris, I don't think your shirt figured out tic-tac-toe yet.
Oh, this time, oh,
Outside the
I
box.
figured out. I figured out how to win.
There's no winning in tic-tac-toe.
There is if you do it right.
It depends upon who you're playing.
That's true. That's part of doing it right. Knowing who to play with. Any 5-year-old, you're okay.
Ah. How old are you, Morris?
Me,
Like playing cards.
What's that?
76, I'll be 77 next month.
God, I'm older than everybody, I think.
No,
How old are you?
How old are you, Gary?
I'm 78. I'll be 79 September.
Oh, I'm glad
Yeah, I
this
am
young
old.
son of a gun older than me.
Huh?
I said, I'm glad there's
Oh,
some son of a
no.
gun older than I.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you, Andy, I go to the gym 5 days a week at least, trying to.
Really? Good for you. You know,
And
I
I'd
then we
just,
like
go
to say
out.
I did that,
I
but I
just
don't.
get, I just sit in my breakfast, I eat like a hard-boiled egg or something, and I say, what am I gonna do today? Because I'm not doing real estate anymore.
Mhm.
Well, I think I'll go to, I've met some people, some really nice people there, and, you know, they don't, you know, if you're over 40 years old, nobody talks to you. Nobody, you walk those, no kidding. 50-year-olds, they're all happy to see me, you know, but, and you know, everybody's got fucking earplugs in, so unless you turn them off, so they're all walking around like this. I won't let that happen, so I make sure that I greet everybody that I can, so.
My buddy that I've gone to the gym with for 25 years or so, he's 93. And he's in as good a shape as me. And, you know, he graduated West Point in 1953.
Wow,
Wow.
Think about that.
yeah, I was in high school.
Yeah, so was I. No, I was in grammar school
I was in grammar school.
in
Yeah,
I was
50.
playing Little League
I was
Baseball.
at Cheshire.
Mhm. So I'll be there 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And
You're the Beatles.
You know what I wonder? I wonder where all the 10 years have gone.
Oh. Some are good, some are bad,
No doubt.
and, you know, but, Hiram Scott was a good year,
think-
good place.
Hmm.
They were good 3
I
years.
think the older you,
Yeah,
the faster they go.
Yep. Yep.
How old are you, Bob?
What's that?
Tony Burrell.
How old are you?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Speak slowly, Bob.
I'll be 79 in January.
Okay, so, yeah, and
I will be 79 in January.
We got that.
You still can't hear me?
Yeah,
no,
we heard
I
that.
heard that fine. Yeah. As I say, I'll be 79 September 25th. So. Yeah,
But nobody's 80.
Thank God.
yeah, Paul Hazlett is.
And Val's a
Yep.
veritable kid.
Yeah, but Paul Hazel's still sitting on the floor somewhere with a case of beer.
Is
I'll be,
Hazel?
I'll be, at- I'll be at the YMCA tomorrow morning at 3:30, just so you know that.
Get out of here.
I do.
At
I'm not there.
3:30?
Yeah. Yeah, I get up pretty early and go get a lot out of the way, and then I get back home.
3:30 a.m.
That would be AM, yeah.
Must be,
Oh,
Our gym
What
doesn't
time
open
do you
till
go to
5.
bed?
All right, so we can do 24 hours out here.
wow.
Yeah.
Is
How
Paul
many hours?
Hazel still alive, by the way?
Bet.
Anybody ever hear from Paul Hazel?
No.
Mm-mm.
By the way, I sent Jay Weir a text while we were talking, and he's got 2 grandkids he's got to watch, so he couldn't get on today for the first time ever. So
Maybe next month.
I sent him a short 20-second video of all of us talking and sent it to him to get his attention. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Val, have you heard anything from Carl Loss?
The only thing I heard that he's got some cancer, so I don't know much more than that right
Oh,
now.
that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him an email and I didn't get a return. So,
Hey,
Yeah.
what about Dan Omer?
yeah,
Anybody
heard
been
from
in contact
Danny.
with Dan?
Danny's down in Dallas.
Yeah, I know, but he got, he lost his, I think he lost his sight. You know, all
No,
of
it's hearing.
Hearing.
his hearing. Okay. I knew it was something.
Yep.
And I didn't know whether anybody had been in touch with him.
I did last year when I was in Fort Worth, so I may try to get a hold of him again this year if I get there in September or
How about
early
Herb?
October.
Herb Migden?
I
was
try
on
to
the
get, I try to
I
get
heard
Rich
from her.
Karachi to start coming on, and
He won't do it.
yeah, you know, I give you some advice. If you're going to have an ailment, everything else I have a speech impediment, and you need to get a vocal coach because they're pretty and they put their hands on your face all day long, on your muscles, and they're not bad to look at. So if you got to go to any of the doctors, that's the one you want to get.
Hey,
Okay,
Dave,
yeah,
how do you get them to go down lower?
Tell him you got a hernia.
Yeah, they can go low as they want to. There ain't nothing happening. So what the hell? Yeah.
You know, at this stage of life, it's worth looking, but I don't know if I can do much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pete, how many miles did you ride your bike this week?
Oh, 120 so far, the last 4 days.
Wow.
That's more in my car this week.
I've been doing about 28 to 31 a day.
Hey, Pete has probably ridden his bike further this year than my wife has driven her car. Now, she's got a 2020 Lexus, and it has got 7,900 miles on it.
Whoa,
Wow.
Lord.
let me know when you're selling it. I'll
I have
buy
no
back.
miles on my bike, Morris.
I look on that map that Pete sends out and it looks like it's the same map every time.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
You know, he has those, he just draws them by hand.
Uh,
Oh,
That-
that's
yeah,
you, Pete. He
seems
just
like
draws
the
them by
right thing
hand
to
and
do.
holds them up.
I keep on thinking he sends the same map out.
Oh, God.
No,
You know, been very lucky. I've been very lucky. I keep riding until I can't.
Well, that's good.
I'm sure one day I won't be able to.
Well,
The
Yes.
one person I wanted to ask about is Paul Shelton.
Oh, God, I love
Whatever
Paul.
happened to him?
He ended up in Indianapolis, I think, as a
that's
school
where
superintendent.
he was from originally,
Yeah,
is Indianapolis.
and he was a school superintendent, I think.
Was
Oh,
he?
wow.
Yeah. Then
I
I
like
lost
him.
track. And then I lost track of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a class act.
yeah,
He was.
absolutely.
Yep.
He was a good guy.
Who else was in there in the beginning? He was a wrestler.
Curtis
Harry
Falk.
Holt?
No. Can't think of it. I'll think of it.
there was only a Patterson, Afro-American was a Patterson that wrestled
Mm-hmm.
21.
Yeah.
Yep.
John, were you a wrestler?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
I thought so.
yeah, I did junior and senior year in high school.
Yeah.
I hope this is wrong. I'm just looking on Facebook, a guy named Paul Shelton. Deceased.
Uh,
Have we tried to reach out to Paul?
yeah, I did a couple of times, but never got anything back.
Mhm.
Is it Shelton or Shelldon? Sheldon or Sheldon?
D-O-N.
Did anybody ever hear from Jack Wilson?
No, I never heard from him.
Last I heard, he was coaching at Duquesne basketball.
Really?
Yeah, but I lost track of him after that.
I mean, Herbie is in Georgia.
Here you go, Andy. Paul Edwin Shelton, Shelton.
D-O-N, yeah. There's several Paul Sheltons in here, but a couple of them have RIP in front of it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Shelton.
Wasn't Jack Wilson and Danny Ulmer the
Well, they're related.
same time?
Yeah, Jack Wilson and I were in the same pledge class. And Danny and the guy from Smoke in Pennsylvania.
Weller.
Yeah, Weller.
Yeah.
We
He
were
used
all,
to be on these fairly regularly.
Oh, I forgot about.
Yeah, he
Will.
came a few times. He's a
yeah.
very mature man.
Yeah,
Well,
Jack,
Weller and Troika and Mariachi go golfing on a regular basis together.
But that's kind of, yeah. Trika's eyes are really bad. I think last I heard, he's not playing as much as he was playing.
Hmm.
Anybody ever hear from Villano or Esposito?
Esposito died
Died.
probably 10 years ago now.
I'm sorry to
Really?
hear that.
Same thing with
Billy Lightbody died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who?
Hour
Bill
ago.
Lightbody.
Lightbody.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
You guys were gone when he was there.
Yeah.
Dale Tamburini has passed away.
Hey, Morris, I spent a couple of years working in Omaha, and Tamburini was a real estate agent there. And
Really?
I bought my house from him.
Oh,
I only spent 5 years up there, and then when I went back to Chicago, but yeah, he was in Omaha, and he did pass away. You're correct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Do
yeah.
we have a
Any of you guys ever hear from Tom Clark or Stan Grollo?
No,
No?
No,
do we have a list of those who had passed away?
well, listen, it's like on this list for the Zoom, when I send it out.
Yeah.
We now have 30 people listed on there. About half of them have never been on,
Yeah.
like Ron Herzog, Carl Laws.
Forget
yeah,
about Herzog.
I speak to Herzog quite a bit.
Yeah, you tell us that, but you don't have any proof of it.
I do speak to him, but Herzog is a unique character.
Oh, yeah.
I've asked him, but I've said, come on, get on the call. And oh yeah, I'll do that. And I know he's full of shit.
Where in Texas is he?
He's in Bourne, Texas, right outside of San Antonio.
Okay. No, because I'm gonna,
I
we're
don't know
gonna
if you
be
can,
getting my daughter at some point.
I don't know if you can see this. It's another Andy
And
photos. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, there's Herzog.
Yeah.
I
There's
still have that.
Herzog. I mean, yeah.
There's Morris.
I have that image as well.
Yeah.
Herzog was actually trying to run.
No, he was stumbling at that point.
Oh, okay, I could buy that.
And I sent all these to you, Morris, all these pictures.
okay,
So
yeah,
I'm sorry I've been delayed, but I had some things I had to do.
that's all right.
I'm gonna have to go. The Pirates are playing LA tonight, and it's a 10 o'clock game here. So I have to eat supper and hopefully the Pirates will
They
win.
beat the shit out of LA.
The Pirates, what's that, a girls softball team or?
Morris, I always spoke very highly of you and defended you, but I can't.
Well, where'd Bob Burrell go? He was from Pittsburgh.
I don't know. Bob's
He's having computer
technology skills are definitely not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time Bob's been on for several months.
Yeah.
No. Dave,
needs
you
to-
be well.
You need to get some.
I don't think you guys understand how much I enjoy this. It,
Well, I'm glad you do.
and we moved down here to Florida, and my best friend is Bob the alligator in the pool next to our home. I mean, I don't know hardly anybody down here, so. But anyway, I enjoy these.
Good.
And Steve, we're gonna have another steak dinner at that joint in your hometown. Okay?
What part
Okay.
of Florida are you in, Dave?
I live a little north of Orlando called Winter Garden.
Oh, I know where that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little village. It
Mhm.
reminded us a lot of Annapolis, which we lived in for 50 years. And,
I was up in Palm City recently.
oh gosh, I wish I'd known you were there.
I didn't know where you were.
Well, I have a picture of you, but I don't think you want me to publish it, but you were half cocked and you had your arms around his bra. I think it was your first wife. I'm not for sure.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, before you go, I did find that picture of you and me at the Playboy Club in Chicago, and I'll
Oh,
hold
yeah.
it up. And I don't know if you can see it, but you're the guy right here. You see that?
Yeah,
There's
Hi.
Dave Brock having a beer or a cocktail or something. And your
That's-
wife.
I still remember her name. Her name was Pam. We shot bumper pool. Remember the bumper pool
What they
table?
call it?
You remember her name?
Well, yeah.
I don't know what,
It's like a little short pool table with little obstacles in front of it.
there were them little other kind of bumpers you were talking about. Yeah,
Had nothing to do with a pool game.
yeah, that's right.
Well, anyway, anytime you beat her, you got a free drink. I got half cocked before I even got out of that place. I didn't know. Didn't we go to a hockey game too after that?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, Stebbins says we didn't, but
I don't know.
I think his father came up with the tickets and we went to the hockey game.
I can't remember. But anyway, it's good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, well, I love all you guys. I think about it all the times. I think of Val Cianceni, running down the steps and sliding over the wall and going through the window, and Carl Laws jumping out of the top window. And I mean,
I remember that.
Because
Who was the airborne guy?
well, that's how the party ended. When it came, the girls had to go home. That's how it ended. Everybody go out on the front, and he jumped out of the second window with a. Didn't he put a cape on or something, Val? You know?
I think I was always inside when he was jumping.
Oh God, he's.
I just remember the floor getting all wet, somebody starting over where the pop machine was and hitting the floor, going past the stereo and flying out the window.
That's Val. That was Val.
I never made it through any window.
Anybody see Hopkins? I'm not Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Andy
Hopkins.
Andy, yeah. Anybody know what happened to
Andy
him?
Hopkins?
He's up in South Dakota, isn't he?
Yeah, Andy's up in South Dakota.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
friend of mine on Facebook.
fact,
You can go, you can
I just,
find him on.
I moved my son to St. Louis for a job, and I was talking to Andy about it because he's from St. Louis,
Yeah.
and we were having we had a long conversation. And unfortunately, his wife has dementia.
Oh,
And-
wow.
yeah,
That's a shame. That's a cruel bit.
yeah. He's been seeing her a lot and taking care of the daughters.
Yeah.
He
Long
seems to
goodbye.
be okay, but a little sad.
I used to amaze me when he sat there, he'd be drunk on his ass and he could cite the Budweiser
Yes.
logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
He
just
used to
never
drink-
made it to
Remember,
the
he
end.
used to drink a whole case of Budweiser by
Oh, yeah.
himself.
Exactly. That guy, that Andy Hopkins, he could drink 24 beers
oh yeah.
over at the house.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yep,
he's still halfway straight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
yeah.
One day him and I were, I guess we passed out and the party was over and they had that big Saint Bernard in there.
Yep.
Clementine.
Cleo.
Who?
Yeah. Clementine.
Yeah, we let him outside and we started throwing rocks at the dog wouldn't leave. We tried to get rid of him, but he wouldn't leave.
I remember Hawk sleeping on the couch with a Budweiser on his chest.
And his
Yeah.
chest.
He'd
And
sleep there the whole night and that can never moved.
Never
then he'd
moved.
wake up and he'd wake
That
up and
was
drink
sweet.
it.
Yeah.
He'd wake up, come get up.
Well, Morris and I never drank.
No.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hawkins,
Yeah,
I lied a lot.
and a few other of us, we got some sand. I don't know where we got the sand, but we put it up on the garage roof. And we would go and sun out on the roof. We called it the sun deck. And the DUs, was a DU that lived across the street from us. Remember the alley there? There's another
The
fraternity.
Knights.
So Hopkins got so streaking drunk, they had an ice machine on their back porch. Hopkins went over during the night and urinated in the ice machine.
no,
Yeah. So we're sitting up on the deck, and he started laughing. I said, "What are you laughing about?" He says, "Them bastards! Every time they mix a drink, they're drinking my piss." I can't believe you did that. I love to see him. I
I
love
can
to
see-
see him.
I can see Hawk doing that.
Oh, he was nuts. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised he still has a kidney.
He was he went into education, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was, for a while, I think he was a a college professor up in South Dakota.
Yeah, but he ended up being a store manager for Walmart.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he and I talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, what amazes me about almost all of the guys is that we've all been had experienced some level of success.
Yep.
And we've all been okay, and we all made a living and took care of our family.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And well, I know you too, Pete. You've met in our profession a lot of Ivy League school people and things like that you competed against. I feel I got a good education.
Yeah, me
Down
too.
in my mind, and I would go head to head with them and not bat an eye. So I was very, very, very glad. Well, I'm not glad I flunked out of Colorado, but I'm glad I came to Irish. And
But
Val,
Don't feel
You landed
bad. I
on your
flunked out
feet.
of so many places I lose track.
yeah, the first day I met Val, a year before I got hurt, so I didn't play ball anymore. Val came and he said, "I'm from Western Pennsylvania." I says, "I am too." He says, I got a bubblegum card of my father. And he showed me, remember that bubblegum card? You still have it?
Yeah, I've got a couple of them, yeah.
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 You played for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 years for the Steelers and then 3 games for the Packers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
They weren't getting paid the kind of money they get paid today, though.
He was one of the highest paid in the league, linemen in the league. He made $5,500 a year.
wow.
Oh, total,
Yeah.
huh?
Total.
Yeah, but 5,500 was a lot of money then too.
Not
Yeah,
that
now they
much.
make 5,500 an hour.
Yeah.
At
Hey,
lunchtime.
Val, didn't he have a passing record for the Steelers too?
Yeah, lasted about 50 years.
Yeah, that's what I said. When did Heinz Ward beat that?
Yeah, it was Hines, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
Because he led him 5 consecutive years in pass receptions, then Hines beat it. Obviously tied it and then beat it by 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his first name?
Same, Val.
How many
Yeah.
years did he coach at Best Center?
He was at Bentleyville and he was at
Oh,
Mon Valley
Bentley.
Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys go on Wikipedia, type my name in, you'll see a nice write-up on my dad.
Yeah.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
check that out.
You know how much has changed? My grandson is now at the University of Illinois on a football scholarship. They get $75 a week for snacks. You know, just do whatever they want. You know, if they're not hungry, they go anywhere they want and they get $75 a week for snacks. It's just crazy.
No, they can, aren't they? It's not illegal anymore to.
Ask him how much money did he have in his pocket when he went back to change after a game. We used to, I mean, in Colorado, we used to be $100 bill on each one of our dress pants after a game. You know, so.
I
But
don't
I
know
wanna-
I don't know if any of you guys remember a baseball player by the name of Carl Furillo.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, he used to work in the off season in a grocery store near me.
Is that right? Oh,
I mean,
wow.
these guys made like nothing.
Yeah.
Talking about that, we have a young man who went to high school here a few years ago, who just won the Rocket Mortgage place. His name is Ricky Fowler. And he went to high school a few years before my daughter went there. And he lives right up north of Murrieta out here in a beautiful area called La Cresta, which is a real nice, they have their $1 million homes up there. And he's the pride of Murrieta right now. He's a guy who did nothing for 4.5 years and got his ass shit together and did something pretty good. So I don't know if you guys follow golf, but it was great.
All for you.
He's a pride of Oklahoma State too. That's where
Oklahoma State and
Yeah.
Florida. Now he lives in Florida. So
Yeah, well, he played. Well, that's where he played. Well, his college golf is at Oklahoma State.
yeah. That's why he wears all that orange, orange and white.
Yeah, he wears some strange stuff, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, he's getting paid pretty good for it. Wear anything you want.
You got that right. All right, it was good seeing you all, guys. I'm waiting. I can't wait until I see you guys again.
You
All right.
feel well, Dave.
We're gonna have.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Take
All
care.
right, guys, I'm gonna go to my wife standing behind me. You can't
All
see her.
right.
She's going,
There
"Time to
you go.
eat, time to
Oh,
eat."
wait a minute, Val Jen Sandy. This is going, I don't know.
Now, that looks too new to be old.
Can you see
It
this
is new.
picture? Can you see this picture?
I can
Yeah.
put my glasses
Yes.
on.
You see Val Jen Sandy, he's in a dress.
Oh, yeah, that's with
Remember
was
that?
the-
The
that was
Halloween
the-
party.
the Laws family.
Yeah.
That's what they called it, yeah. Rich Marachi and, yeah, all us guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna
Remember that,
go.
Val?
We'll see you next
I
month, I
Yeah, me
guess.
too.
Okay, take care.
Be safe.
Bye.
All
Everybody.
right, bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Be well,
Bye.
Dave.
All right,
Yeah.
bye.
Val, is that
Dave.
shirt, is that sweatshirt new?
Pretty new, yeah. One of the guys got in touch with Scottsbluff Screen Printing and then took orders, and whoever wanted to buy them, they reproduced them and got them out. So, yeah, I've had it probably a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I just thought I'd show off a little bit, you know.
I like that.
Since John's got the Buckeyes on, he should turn that inside out. It probably says Pitt on it, but
What, does he have all of the seals and, that kind of thing for Hiram Scott?
that I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but knowing how technology is right now, if you just showed
Yeah.
them something, they could do it pretty easily.
Do
Yeah,
me a favor and send me his information or the name of the company or something so I can contact him.
It's just Scottsbluff Screen
Stream?
Printing. Yeah.
Okay.
people out in Scottsbluff still remember Hiram Scott?
Old people like me do. Yeah. There's a lot of the townspeople, if you start mentioning stuff, they all have their own impersonation and impression on what it was like and who went there and and how good it was or how bad it was. So yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it's when I go around with the job I have and I talk a little bit to different counties that I go to, most people remember that there was a Hiram Scott here.
Yeah, I'm really sad that it finally closed and
Yeah, they had some tremendous plans on making it 4 times bigger than it was at one point. And
yeah,
I lost a lot of sleep thinking about, being depressed about having that thing disappear like it did.
yeah, it was depressing,
Yeah.
but
Life goes on.
It
Yeah.
is, and we're here.
it served us well.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. All right, gentlemen. See you next trip.
See you,
Val,
Val.
be-
All right, guys.
be well.
I'm heading
See you
out
later,
to,
Val.
Hey,
All right,
Big,
take
see you
care.
guys.
Later,
Hey,
Val.
Big
Bye, bye,
John,
everybody.
Ben? Yeah.
Take
you look
care.
like you're ready to go jogging. John,
Yeah, the next one's on August 3rd.
August 3rd,
August 3rd.
you'll send out an email, I assume.
I always do.
I will,
Except for January
I'm
1st.
gonna try to twist Herzog's arm and get his ass on there. I am. I'm gonna go after the son of a gun.
Well, go after him big time.
Yeah, I've been going after him, but Herzog is unique.
Tell him in our drawing this time, if he had been here, he would have got $100. His name was pulled.
Oh, yeah. I'll throw the $100 in just to get it.
Another, there's somebody Stebbins. Bob Stebbins hasn't come on lately.
No,
No,
not recently.
in fact, when Dave was talking about the Playboy Club, I remember I went there with Stebbins and somebody else on the way back we were driving from Nebraska home to New York. I think it was with Herzog, and we went to the Playboy Club with Stebbins. He was from Illinois,
Yes,
Yes.
Peak,
and I believe he's now in North Carolina or somewhere down south.
was that Beacon, Illinois?
I'm not sure.
I think it was Glen Ellen, Illinois, Stebbins was from.
Is
Glen
it
Ellen.
right?
Yeah, suburb of Chicago.
Yeah, I knew he was from Illinois because we all stopped in Chicago, and he met us there and took us to the Playboy Club.
Hey, did everybody in the organization go to the Playboy Club except me?
Not
Wow.
me,
Me either.
yeah.
Gary and I were busy studying that night.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys ever roomed with Herzog, but when you were rooming with Herzog, studying was a real option. And because he seemed to absorb things without studying. I don't know how the hell he did it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was like, he would say, let's go to the movies, or let's go to Vic's Pizza, and I needed to study. Because I wasn't as smart as he was.
Same here.
Yeah, you used to sit on that damn top bunk until your head froze,
That's right.
and you
You know,
got it
there
done.
was a place called Vietnam I didn't want to go to.
Join the club,
It
John.
wasn't on your itinerary, right?
No.
I didn't want to go there either.
No,
Yeah, there was a movie on either Netflix or the other one called Tunnel Rats. And I remember when I was in AIT, we had to, down in Georgia, we had to do a stint with going through the tunnels. And seeing that movie, I was glad I never made it over there.
Oh, God.
The guy that worked on my car in Blawnox, I didn't know it, but he was a tunnel rat.
Yeah.
And
Really?
he was crazier and he was a
It has to
crazy
be.
guy.
Listen, they had like an 85% mortality rate,
Yep.
Really?
the highest of any position.
I can't imagine crawling into a tunnel to see what I'm gonna find.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know, I had to join that club because at my age, when I graduated out of Hiram Scott, it was 1968. And unfortunately, I lost my deferment, so that was my first assignment over there. So I spent a year there, but anyway, talking about tunnel rats, there was a guy at Hiram Scott by the name of John Sapp. He was from Ottawa, Illinois, and he was killed over there. He died in the tunnel, and his name's on the wall. I went to the wall a couple of times in DC, and it's very unfortunate, but I don't know, there's got to be several other of us teaks that were there. I don't know. I know I was in 68, but
Well, there
There
were
might
quite a
have
few of
been.
the guys that were.
I imagine there was, Morris.
And my little brother, Steve Andreas, was there.
Was he there?
Yeah, yeah. He was a Green Beret. But
Yeah.
he said they never got into any action. They were over there training. All they did was train.
Hmm.
And then I had left Hiram Scott with one semester to go because I was getting drafted. So Gary and I joined the reserves in Colorado. And after I did my active duty, I came back to Hiram Scott to finish my last semester. And I lived off campus. And there was a guy named Doc that lived with me. I don't know what his name was, just Doc. And he had been a LRPS, Long Range Reconnaissance Patrol, in Vietnam. And he brought back a huge photo album that he had snuck the pictures out of. And he was so messed up mentally that he was high or drunk 90% of the time.
Yeah.
He used to sit there and he'd show me those pictures and talk, and I'd just sit there and listen to him and look at him. Some of those pictures, you can understand why, somebody that was there doing what he did, just couldn't hold it together mentally.
Does anyone know what happened to Sedlak?
No,
Yeah.
Mike Sedlak, Mike Hinchman.
I can.
I don't know what happened to him.
Wow, those names come back.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, Pete,
who was it that bought the Model T?
pardon?
He bought a Model T and we took it in parades. He's from Illinois with Bob Stebbins. I could see him. I can't think of his name.
Jim Marino. Was that Jim Marino?
No, he was
No.
Philadelphia.
Oh, that's right.
Jim Marino was Philadelphia.
I forgot about him, Jim Marino.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete, Ron Herzog, you can remind him, one night the second semester was just beginning at Hiram Scott. But we started in 65 and just as it turned over 66. One night, Ron Herzog and I don't remember who, there were 2 or 3 guys, you may have been one of them, I don't know, came to me and pulled me out of the room and asked me to be president of Teague and take over from R.J. Hinder. And so I did. And then Herzog would yank my chain because we had a rule that said you got to wear a tie.
I remember that.
The meetings. So Herzog would come with a white shirt or something or a t-shirt and put a tie around his neck.
Yep.
Just to yank my chain. But
Herzog used to do his laundry every once a month, if you were lucky. He used to fill the duffel bag full of his dirty laundry, and it used to stink like to high heaven. And God, and you want to kill him, except that he was too big. He beat the shit out of me.
and then there was a guy, John DeLue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
John used
Dipsy
to
DeLue.
shirts, and he would go to the store and buy 6 of the same shirt. And he would change every couple of days, but he never washed them. So they're all dirty and throw them away, and he'd go buy 5 or 6 more shirts, all the same. It looked like he never changed clothes.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
here it is. This is
You
a,
guys going down to the shore, Gary, or you and Morris?
what's that?
Look at this. What do you got there, Gary?
Can you see the old Model T?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Pull it up a little higher. Yeah. Whose car was that?
Yep. Oh, and he's from Illinois because he bought that out south of Gearing. And who was it? I'm looking at one of the yearbooks. As I see a
What year is
picture of a
that?
dance with Dale Tamburini.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, do you
Yeah, I don't
remember
remember that car.
Um,
one of the fraternity brothers had a hearse? Was that Dave O'Leary?
what's that?
One of the guys had a hearse.
Yeah, I remember the hearse.
Wasn't that
Because-
Paul Hazel?
He took out the floor and the back of it and lined it with plastic so he could put beer in it and ice, and would go to the drive-in and he'd park sideways and pull speakers in for both, both of them for stereo, sit in the back on a couch.
Really?
That thing got something like 3 miles to a galloner.
Remember, but a gallon then was like 15 to 18 cents.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Do you remember who wrecked Herzog's car at the gas station?
No.
I forget who did that, Zeller or somebody.
I thought a cow did.
No. Herzog loaned his car to this, I forget the fraternity brother's name, and he leaves the bowling alley and drives to the gas station and hits the goddamn pump and blows the car up.
Oh, I never knew that.
I
Yeah,
didn't either.
yeah. Herzog was pissed.
I know he hit
Wasn't as bad as the time at the dog track. You remember the dog track? He and Hawkins and Burrell went down to the dog track. They parked on the corner and 2 cars crushed their car.
Here we go, Folk. He was the
Yeah,
black
Gary
wrestler.
Folk.
Huh?
He was Gary Folk. He was a black gentleman.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
guy. Did he
He what?
graduate or did he?
He was a good guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Didn't he play football?
No, he was a wrestler.
Wrestler. That's
Who,
what I
Curtis?
said earlier, and everyone didn't agree. I thought he was a wrestler.
Here we go, John Textrom.
Yeah, name's
Remember
familiar.
Textrom?
No?
He's the one that had he had bought the Model A or Model T, and he had a trailer for it. The guy sold him the trailer, and he was eventually going to take it back to Illinois with him.
Really?
Yeah, John Texter.
I remember I wanted to buy Paul Hazel's 1954 Chevy. You remember his Chevy? And I called my mother, and my mother said, "Go ahead and buy it. Write him a check." And I said to my mother, "I don't have a checkbook." And she said that was the whole point, and hung up on me.
Well, how many cars did Herzog go through? Because I know he hit a cow, didn't he? Coming up from Denver?
Wasn't it? I don't think it was. He had the Volkswagen that got crushed at the dog track. Then he had that like Le Mans Pontiac or something,
Yeah.
and he might have had something else also. I'm
Well,
gonna have
somebody
to-
put sugar in his tank too one time.
I didn't
No, the-
remember that. I'm gonna have to get that son of a bitch on the call.
I'm almost certain that happened. I don't know which
Yeah.
car it was, but they put sugar in his tank because he's
There-
pissed
there
somebody
were-
off.
Somebody had one of the gold wing Mercedes Benz, the gold wings that came up,
Oh, yeah.
Somebody had
and
that?
they put sugar in his gas tank and blew the engine. And he
Really?
had to have it towed all the way down to Denver and had a whole engine rebuilt.
Wow.
He wasn't antique, but he was from Lincoln, and his dad owned a telecommunications company in Lincoln, a telephone company. And he had that gold wing Mercedes, and after that happened, then I don't remember what he got, but something else that was,
Do you
Amazing.
remember, do you remember?
I don't remember that.
I remember, I don't remember his name, but I know, I'm, friendly with him, and
What was Mouse's real name?
who?
Mouse. We used to call him Squeaky or Mouse.
I don't know.
He had
yeah.
a motorcycle. In fact, he let me use the damn thing, and I'm driving around the Skinner Hall. And he taught me how to ride it. He forgot to show me where the goddamn brakes were. And there I end up in the field with all those stickers in me.
You remember out in Scottsbluff, we could rent the Honda 50cc motorcycle and take it up on top of, the
I remember
monument.
that.
You rent it. There was a girl, I don't remember, her name was Connie something. And
Oh,
I rented
God.
one of those 50cc's, and she got on the back. Now, I'm not small, neither was she. And that bike would barely make it to the top, and coming down, the brakes went out. And I thought we were gonna die. We made it to the bottom. I don't know how, but I thought for sure
Remember
that,
when everyone stole the Santa Claus from the movie theater and put it on top of the dorm?
yeah.
I remember
Or
that.
on St. Patty's Day, when they painted green from the classrooms, out north of Scottsbluff, all the way down Main Street, a green line, into the utilities building, where the president's office was upstairs at that time, up to there and into his office. They never did find out who did it.
God. We're lucky we're all still alive and doing well.
Yeah.
Does anybody here online have lived in the tub when they built the tub
Of
back
course.
of Skinner Hall? You did
Oh,
that?
yeah. In fact, I went down to visit the tub and I said, "You ain't putting my ass down there." Yeah. I thought Sokola should have gone, but no, he didn't go.
No, I told my mother to hold the money back.
I'm
I says, I'm not going in there.
not
That
going in
housing
there.
director wanted me to. He
Yeah,
said, we
yeah.
need people with people that were here before to
Oh, yeah,
settle it down.
seniority, they call it.
Yeah, seniority, right.
Yeah, and I said, not me, I'm not going in there.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, that was just a huge metal building, right?
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
just
it
a-
was like, it was like
it
a
was
big
just-
Quonset hut, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, because I went out there. I was a first student there, September of 65, I guess, or August of 65. And Morris, you may have been there too, but I remember I was there a semester or a year, And then they finally built the tub because they had all these new students coming in.
That's right.
Yes,
They didn't get the other dorm done, so they
Correct.
opened the tub and put the bunk beds everywhere.
right.
The
God,
first time I went down to see the tub, I was down there with Ada and Crystal, 2 black girls.
I remember Ada.
I remember
I
Crystal.
remember Crystal.
I
She
do
was
too.
a piece of work.
Yeah, and when we went into the thing, she looked in there and she said, imagine when the lights go out here. Mass masturbation, mass masturbation. I was rolling on the floor.
I don't blame you. And she was probably right.
Yeah,
She definitely was. Yeah.
yeah.
Where was Carmen DeCinqua from?
What was that, Gary?
Where was Carmen DeCinqua from?
You know, that's a great question.
He was from Camden.
Well, did he go to school with Barry in Collingswood, which is right next to Camden? I mean, a mile away.
Yeah, he may have, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
You know,
You know, a lot of guys came out of New York and New Jersey and Western Pennsylvania. I don't know how they recruited all these guys.
there was,
Diane looking for you.
huh?
No, I stopped talking to Pete.
Yeah, here we go. Herzog. Merchantville, New Jersey.
That's right.
Which is probably 5 miles from here, 3 miles from where I live.
Yeah, yeah. I was in Merchantville with Herzog.
And he went to, and Merchantville at the time went to Collingswood High School, which is another big school, regional school around here. And he would have gone with Barry, because Barry was from Laurel Springs, which went to Collingswood High School.
Oh, really?
You know, Herzog and him were.
Barry was a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to his wife, Chris, just a little bit ago. We're going to go down this summer and see her. I had a cousin pass away May 3rd, and
Uh-huh.
that I was a caregiver for, and Barry was very close to her. She was 85. And so we're going to go down, and I have some pictures I want to give Chris of Barry and Barry's father, and which I'm sure he doesn't have. But I'm searching through my cousin's house and trying to get rid of everything, and because I'm the executor of the estate, and wow, it's a massive job.
How old was Barry when he died, when he passed away?
He would have been in May. He's 9 months younger than I am, and I'm September 25th.
Okay.
So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, like May. He was in May, like 28th. He would have been 28 right now. And I'll be 29 in September. So, yeah.
Hmm. Good
But
man.
79.
it's 79 rather,
I knew what he meant.
yeah.
I knew what you meant.
But yeah.
29 was a long time ago, Gary.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to be this age.
I'm
I
not
could
that
do
far
it
away
again.
from you. I'm 77.
Well, you're catching me. You're catching me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking at my 67 yearbook. I have the 6, 7, and 8. I want the 79. If you know anybody getting rid of it.
You, what
88.
year?
Huh?
You
What
mean
year?
69?
69 and 7.
69.
69 and 7. Yeah.
I'll
Look,
have
Gary,
to
I may
see.
have, I know there's one of those later ones that Rosemary has one and I have one.
Of the later.
If it's that year, I'll give you mine, and I'll keep hers.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah. 69. Because that's what you were.
Yeah, I'll take a look. They're upstairs.
Oh, don't worry about it. When are we going to lunch?
I don't know. Soon, I hope.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll catch up with you in a day or two and figure out what your schedule is and ours, and we'll figure out a good weekday to come up, or,
Okay,
you know,
sure.
Where are you, Gary?
I'm in Cherry Hill still.
he's been in the same house for 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I grew up probably 5 miles from here.
Wow.
My wife grew up 4 miles from here. We didn't move very far.
Did you meet her after school or?
I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of it. I was out at school, graduated, came home. I was dating a girl. And I had dated a girl for 8 years who went to Haddon Heights High School, which is right here. like
Yeah, I know
3
where that
miles.
is. I lived
Huh?
in Cherry Hill.
Okay, so Haddon Heights High School. But then she went off and did her thing and I did mine. I belonged to a ski club. So I went on a ski bus trip up into New Hampshire for the weekend. It's my first trip up. And I see this girl get on the bus. I said, holy cats. So, next day, she's skiing by herself. And I'm saying, okay. So I go over and we start skiing, having a real nice time. That night, we always had cocktail hours. So I see her standing over there. I'd walk over there. She wouldn't be there. I'd see her over here. I'd walk over there, didn't see her. I said, oh, shit, with this, I'm not going to spend my time drinking time chasing her around. Next day, I see her out on the hill by herself. So we get talking, and make a long story short, she had a date that weekend, but we really, really, really enjoyed skiing with each other. And from then on, we just hit it off.
Nice.
And we've been married 51 years. March year,
Very nice.
53.
Yeah.
Yeah, 53 years. Same woman. Ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah, so, it's worked out well for us. We had the 2 kids and,
Are they in New Jersey, the kids?
well, my wife, my daughter passed away about 1.5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to
sorry.
hear
She
that.
was-
That's terrible.
Yeah, she was 46,
Oh, young.
44 when she passed, but
Was
she had
sad.
I got 2 grandboys through there. And then my son just turned 44. He lives about 5 miles from where
Oh,
we
that's
are.
nice. Very nice.
And he has the 2 girls. He
Yeah,
has
my
2
kids,
girls,
my
my
kids
daughter
are
has-
all over America.
Huh?
My kids are all scattered over America. I have one in Montana. I have one in Wisconsin. Now I have one in St. Louis.
Yeah, well, and then, we're blessed. We had her for 44 years. So, it's tough, but it's, you make it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, it's gotta
And,
be tough.
All we do is we go to soccer games, lacrosse games, soccer games, baseball games. I mean, we're on the go all the time
Enjoy it.
with the kids, so.
I think Sokola is finding that out.
Yeah.
Do your grandkids live near you?
No,
Uh-uh.
no, but my grandkids are in DC, so I spend a lot of time down
Oh.
Yeah, I think you need to buy a condo down there, John.
there. Gaithersburg.
John, run for Congress. At least you'll get paid for going there.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go into politics. Not at my age. With my
No.
mentality, I'd never make it.
Oh,
But no, it's,
Hey, Pete, here's
but
one
that's
for
where
you.
I met her.
Rosemarie graduated 2 years before I did. When she graduated in 68, her father and one of her sisters came out for her graduation. first time they had been out to Hiram Scott. And at that point, Rosemary and I had been engaged, but I hadn't met him. And the first time I met him, he looked at me and he said, yeah, if we'd have known, what it was like, he said, out here, she'd have never come out here. And I said, well, I'm glad she did. And he says, well, you got to understand, he said, back east, people from the West aren't really socially acceptable. That's the first words he said. And I said to him, I said, I completely understand. I said, a lot of people from the West consider Easterners rude, arrogant, and nasty people. That was our first conversation. But it worked out. He never gave me any more trouble once we got married.
Unbelievable.
But
Who are you looking at, Pete?
Right now,
Yeah, no.
we're
When
trying
you
to
look
get the score of the baseball game to see how bad the Yankees were losing.
Oh,
I just found out. Stared at the TV I'm in the condo in my den.
okay.
Yankees are
Morris, how
down
many years-
13.
Morris, how many years have you been married, Morris?
53.
53. Well, congratulations. How many children?
We had 3, had a son that passed away when he was about 30. He picked up a disease when he was in the Navy and finally took him out.
Wow.
And then 2 girls, one spent 25 years in the Army and retired 2 years ago.
Wow.
She was a lieutenant colonel in EOD, explosive ordnance disposal, and was battalion commander in Texas. And now she's going to veterinarian school
Wow.
Beautiful.
when she got out. And the other one lives over in Western Pennsylvania or Eastern Pennsylvania. And she has 3 kids. So we got 3 grandkids. And they're close and we see them all the time.
That's nice.
That is good. Do you have children, Steve?
Yes, I have 2 sons. One here in Woodland Hills, California, and one in Dallas.
Wow.
And I have the one here has 3. We have 3 grandchildren here, and one in Dallas has 1. So I have 1 grandchild there. So we have 4
Mhm.
grandchildren. Yeah.
Well, Dallas has been getting some heat. Because
Oh,
the daughter that lives in Texas lives in Weatherford, and that's just about an hour and a half west of Dallas.
Oh, it's a little warm down there.
They've been
how many children do you have, Pete?
What's that?
How many kids you have?
I have 3 children. My daughter is in Wisconsin. She went to school there, went to graduate school at the university, and met her husband there, and they settled down in there. And then I have my oldest son is in Montana, in Bozeman. He's
Oh.
a ski instructor. One day he might even get a real job. And he's willing to lose you in the woods because he takes people out into Yellowstone and he's certified to do that. And my youngest is in St. Louis. He
Oh,
works for Mob Entertainment. He's a character drawer for video games.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he went to school for that. I was wondering if he'd ever find a job doing that, and he did.
There you go.
Power to him.
Hey, as long as you care about what you're doing and, you'll be a success.
Yeah,
I really believe that.
he worked
about
hard.
you, John?
I mean, my youngest son, I'm so proud of him. He's the hardest worker I've ever seen.
Oh, good.
A lot harder than I did.
What about you, John?
Me,
Yeah.
2 girls,
Oh,
Ohio and DC. One works for a chicken place. She makes commercials and stuff for frozen chicken.
mhm.
And then the other one's a school teacher in Gaithersburg.
Well,
Okay.
hey, they're all succces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
at least they didn't take our path. But
It- I'm never, it doesn't cease to amaze me how well we all hung in there. And
Yeah.
our families that seem to be doing well.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Never
Right.
ceases to amaze me.
Been retired for now 14 years.
Really?
Yeah.
You son of a gun, you.
I got out when I was 64 and a half. I said, physically, I couldn't do it anymore. And I said, I've had enough.
And you're not bored.
Huh?
You're not bored.
I don't have time to be bored. I really don't. I'm
I've
in
been
the
so-
Masons.
I've been
I'm
so
in the
afraid.
Shriners. Huh?
Yeah, I've been so afraid of just giving it all up and walking away.
No, but what you have to do is just spend your time doing something else that you want to do and that you've never had time to do.
It's-
And, because the money doesn't count anymore.
No, the money is irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, so you enjoy yourself.
As my wife would tell you, I can't take it with me.
I go to the gym every morning. I'm part of the Shriners, Children's Hospitals,
Mhm.
and Masons. I chase the kids all over with their baseball and all. I was a caregiver for my cousin for 4.5 years.
Oh, God.
I just didn't have time
Right,
to get bored.
right. It doesn't sound like you did.
We belong to a swim club, and all the maintenance that has to be done to that. There's a group of guys that are, handy. There are all kinds of different people retired, and we all just work and enjoy it.
Good for you.
You know, Gary, I've been retired 17 years now.
Yeah,
Retired when I was 60. And there's one thing, I'm just kind of gearing in what you guys are saying. I need to have a project or a destination every day. It could be minimal, it could be half a day, it could be all day, it could be just a couple hours, but I'm like you, I can't sit on the couch and watch the TV.
there,
So
yeah,
you're right, you're right on target.
There has to be a reason to get up in the morning.
I have to accomplish something
Mhm.
minimal or maximal every day, whatever it
Doesn't
is.
have to be big, doesn't
Yeah.
have to be exciting,
Correct.
but it has to be a challenge.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's, my wife, she has her things with the church and different things that she does. We go down to Washington DC all the time,
Yeah.
because her sister and her husband live down there, right near the University of Maryland, about
Mhm.
2 miles from there. But I keep busy. I don't have time.
Good for you.
Yeah. You got to learn to relax.
It's my strength, right, John?
Yeah.
And do something you like to do that you wouldn't normally do.
I gotta learn that one before I'm dead. Because I'm running out of time, Gary. I'm
Yes,
running out of
well.
time.
We all are.
I know.
We all
How
are.
many weeks do you have left, Pete?
Oh, I'm living on borrowed time, John.
Oh, okay, because you always gave me the week thing, you know?
Yeah, I used to have 1,000 weeks to live. I
Yeah,
put
yeah.
1,000 marbles in a jar, and when I threw them out, I figured out it was over. But now I'm on borrowed time because there's no
Okay.
marbles.
So you're not counting anymore.
No, I'm not counting anymore.
But I don't know. I've had a good life, so I can't complain.
Me too, but I'm
And
not
listen-
ready to leave it.
For most of
No.
us, we still have a good life.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go.
I don't do anything I don't want to do, but I'm almost as busy as when I was working.
Mhm.
And-
But nobody tells you what to do.
Right,
It's
No.
what you want to do.
yep.
So, just enjoy yourself. It's later than you think.
I know that, Gary. I agree with you. I agree. I agree. Well, I'm gonna say good night.
Yes.
me
It's
too.
always
Oh,
great
my.
to see you guys.
All right. And,
Yep, I'm gonna say goodnight.
yep, I'll process the video the next day or two and put it up and send everybody a note and see if
Okay.
I'll get a hold of some guys and see if we can get some more guys in next month.
I'm gonna push horizontal. That's my job.
Okay,
I'm gonna get on top of that one.
all
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
all right. Take care, guys.
Hey, we'll see you
Well,
guys.
guys.
Take care.
Have
and
a good
Thank you.
night.
Talk
John,
to you,
be
Pete.
well.